Hey, hey, hey,
what's
happy
up?
Wednesday, and welcome back to Road Daddy Creations, here with my man, Mr. Dunky.
Go.
And tonight we are taking a request. We might do multiples tonight, but
Yep.
this one comes from Jay Adams.
J.
What's
Adam.
happening? And he has asked us to make some chunky donkeys.
Chunky Donkeys.
I did not know what that was until I Googled it. I thought it was some kind of cookie that you dip into milk. But apparently it's a shoe that doesn't melt. It is a Nike inspired
Yep.
little piece of footwear inspired by Chunky Monkey. You like Chunky Monkey?
Yes.
You do? I'm not a huge fan of like bananas and ice cream, but I'll eat it.
I like
You know?
bananas and smoothies.
Oh, there you go. I like a good
Strawberry
smoothie.
banana smoothie.
That's a good one. I like a mango pineapple.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's got like a cow print on it. It's got some cool colors. It has a Ben and Jerry inspired insole. It has
I love Ben and
some-
Jerry's.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's is good. It has the tie dye on the inside, so I think that part's kind of cool. And apparently you can order it to come to your house in a frozen box with ice cream on the inside. That's kind of weird. So if you were going to make a basketball shoe inspired by a product, what product would you use? Or what would be your inspiration? It could be anything, really, but...
I would do Coca-Cola because it has like a cool pattern.
Oh, okay,
And it's
cool.
like-
That'll make a tight shoe.
Usually you wouldn't see like a red shoe.
Yeah,
red and
well,
white shoe,
and
I
maybe a
don't
little
know.
brown in it, or would you do like red with the white?
Yeah, the red with white like squiggly lines or something. I don't know.
And make it fizz a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, it can have the little bottom with the gel. It can have Coca-Cola inside, and every time you jump, it like shakes it up, and then eventually you pop it, and it just makes you like dunk.
Yeah.
I would do a Naruto inspired basketball shoe.
Oh, yeah, it was
and it would be
yeah.
for dunking. It would be called the Shonen Jumper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
So we need to make our shoe now. So let's step into the creation station
And check it out.
Okay, welcome back to the creation station, and we are here making our chunky donkeys. We're going to be landscape orientation tonight, so we're going to go across, and we were going to start with a Sharpie, but we have a pencil for the lace part because that's going to be a little bit difficult. So we're going to have our shoe kind of coming in here, and then we're going to have our Ben & Jerry's ice cream on this side. So we're going to go ahead and start with the back lip of the shoe and kind of have the ball, the foot, and it curves in a little bit. Then it curves out towards the toe, and we're going to come back up around. Okay, so what we're going to do is it has this little melty kind of pattern here. So we're going to go follow the curve across, and then it kind of melts down a little bit. And then it goes back up, and then kind of melts down here. And then we're going to come right back up into the front section of the shoe. All right, so that section is green. We're going to go ahead and color that in right now, so you can sort of see the different sections of the shoe being built. And I think that that's kind of one of the cool features of having a customizable Nike shoe is really about the colors and the shapes. So it's kind of like if Picasso took over a shoe factory, he would probably have come up with some cool stuff and not compromise the overall idea, although it probably would have been pretty exotic and wild. So then we're going to have a white section, which kind of comes in and wraps around, and that's right around the front of the shoe till about over here. So we'll have that kind of come around like that, and that's kind of like where the front of your foot goes. All right, then there's a little gap. So what we're going to have here is we start the cow print, and the cow print's going to sort of go like that. And it's gonna come around the front of the shoe like this. It's gonna wrap around the front like that. And then we're gonna have a little bit of the cow print. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of alternating with this weird line. I'm creating some black and some white. Okay, and so right here in the shoe, that's the little front section that lays on top, and that's going to be blue. Okay, so that's sort of the front of the shoe where your foot goes, and it's going to kind of wrap around just like that. And then the cow print's going to continue this way. So this is all black cow print. Okay, and then there's some white mixed in there. So we're just going to go ahead and color this area black. As you may know from other videos, I usually don't like to color a significant amount with Sharpie, just because I could do it with pastel, but with this shoe I want it to look kind of flashy, and it's not a whole lot of huge areas that are black. So we're just going to go for it, use whatever materials you like. But I like to keep my Sharpies pretty fresh because they're best for outlining. So here we go. We're going to finish this section, color it in real nicely. I like to color a little slowly towards the detailed areas, and we can get a little quicker in the bigger spaces and kind of tie everything together. All right, so we're about to finish the black. All right, and there's going to be some more of that throughout the shoe, so there'll be a little bit more to come. All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and switch over to the blue right now, and we're going to color our blue area just like this. All right, and I have my source image that I drew beforehand, and I'm sort of looking back at to make sure I remind myself of the colors, because hey, I didn't design this shoe. Nike did, and it was inspired by Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream. So here we go. We got the blue mixed in there. All right, just kind of fill it in real nice. All right, so it's going to have yellow laces. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to go across the bottom a little bit more. We're going to kind of figure out where the Nike swoosh goes. So I'm going to bring the arch of the shoe up a little bit in the back. And then we're going to have a little black here. And it's going to kind of curve upward. And so we have a little patch of black in the back. And by doing this section, we're able to work inward towards each other. So above that section is our swoosh. And the swoosh wraps around the shoe, if you're familiar with this particular style. It's going to come across, and this one's 1, 2, 3, 4 drips, and then our swoosh. It's just going to come up like that and back around. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right, and that way we're tying it together. All right, the swoosh is kind of on a Vermont landscape. So that's what's being used for that portion of the shoe. And the landscape has a little bit of movement to right about here. And then it's going to kind of cut across the shoe above the swoosh a little bit. And sort of come down like that. And then in front of it, a little bit more cow print. So we have some cow print there. And then I'm going to use a line to separate, and then a little bit of green meadow up here. All right, so I'm going to go back to our green, and we're going to get, this is the green grass for all the cows to graze on while they're making their milk for our ice cream, and a little bit up here. Okay, so we can definitely get the inspiration of Ben and Jerry's. Using all natural ingredients and, you know, plenty of sugar. I'm surprised I didn't put any sugar in this shoe, but there is the tie-dye portion, so maybe that's where the sugar's at. All right. And we have the blue sky, so I guess that's where they're tying in the blue sky in these two spots. And then we're going to have the yellow swoosh. So I'm assuming that they're making a reference to sunshine. All right, so we have sunshine. grass, sky. Three colors that go nice together. Like you could also say yellow and blue make green. So there's a lot of good reasons these colors have been chosen. Just with the black and the white, I'm not a huge fan of cow print. Personal choice though, as an artist. All right, now there's gonna be some cow print here, going up, up, and up, and then down here, tying into the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and do this. And work my way around it. All right, so there's our black. One more cow print. All right, now here's where it's gonna get into the laces. So about over here on the swoosh, we're gonna have a lace. And then a little further down the swoosh, we're gonna have a part of a lace. And then a little bit outside, we're gonna have a lace. And then right down here near the blue, we're gonna have a lace. Now, you might notice my spacing a little bit off. That's why I wanted to do that in pencil first. I'm gonna go ahead and just use my eraser a little bit. And so that lacing is gonna give us a guide. So, we're gonna have a little bit of black going right here. And that's gonna be cutting across our shoe. Just like that, okay? And then we're gonna have a space, and then we're gonna have some more cow print up here, going around this, and coming down, going up to the next one, coming down, and tying it in just like that. Okay, so we've got those laces worked in. We've got our cow print pretty much worked in. And now we're gonna deal with what's above the swoosh is a little bit more blue. Okay, and then this is gonna be the opening of the shoe where your foot's gonna go in. And due to the angle of perspective, it doesn't look like a great big spot, but your foot's gonna go in, and then this is like a zoom in. So it doesn't look fitting in the picture, but when you turn the shoe, it all makes sense. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and add this kind of other cow print that they have going along up the top. And this is where our big swoosh is. And it comes down like this. It's gonna come down. Have a little yellow going across. And then this is gonna be the back area of the shoe where everything kind of fits in. So it sort of all makes sense now. And you know, I realized nope, I have it. I have that one color. It's gonna be like, the tie-dye is gonna have a little orange and purple in it. So we're gonna go ahead with that. Orange. Okay. I have a little purple inside. And then it gets tie-dye down on the bottom. So like, we'll save tie-dye for another video. You can't even see it from this angle. It would be down below the shoe. All right, we're gonna have some more blue in here. We're gonna go ahead and tie in that blue. All right. And then a little hint of yellow coming across. All right, and then it's gonna say Nike in yellow, just like this. Nike, N-I-K-E. All right, and Chunky Dunky. And yeah, we have some people here having some fun with our art lesson. We're gonna go ahead and tie this in. All right, and get the outline going around the Nike, which is one of the reasons that pencil came in handy. That way I can be extra crafty with the Sharpie and not come too close to everything I want to color in. All right, so we got that going. All right, and then we're gonna go around to the top. Okay, and work our way into the bottom. All right, so there's our Nike. We're gonna go ahead and just fill in that yellow now. So this is a great way to kind of mix the technique. Okay, kind of fill in, fill in, fill in. And we're gonna lightly go over the Chunky Dunky just to keep that. Okay, all right, and then we're gonna get into the laces, and that's gonna be pretty much the most difficult section. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna tie in some laces across the top. And so the first one is gonna be, I'm just gonna draw it in pencil just to be safe. It's gonna be right about here. And then the second one is right about here. So, the first lace, we're gonna go across to the opposite end of the shoe. And this is why I'm drawing it in pencil, because I wanna be able to erase my overlaps. So I'm gonna do it like this. And then I'm gonna decide what I want with the Sharpie afterward. Now, the cool thing about it is that part of the shoe sticks up. And there's a little white section in there, a little in there, but the rest right here is part of the purple part of the shoe. Okay, and then we're gonna have another lace kind of coming up, and it almost looks as if it tucks underneath right there at the opposite side of that one. And then we're gonna have our second one right here, and see, I'm not so happy with it. No, yeah, they really just kind of run into each other. So you're gonna see what's gonna happen with that when we get to the Sharpie, and that's gonna be, let's go ahead and take care of that now. We're gonna go ahead and take care of one. We're gonna have an overlap here. We're gonna have an overlap here. And then we're gonna have this touching, we're gonna have this second one come out right about there, and then watch the magic of the eraser coming in so handy here. All right, so there is our bundle of laces up at the top. Now, we're gonna work our way down to the next one, and what we're gonna end up with is something underneath, right about here, and then on the opposite side, something kind of running in right about here. So, again, we're gonna go ahead and deal with that overlapping like this. And we're gonna have this one coming through like that, and then boom, our eraser coming in handy right about there. So we got a lot of cool stuff happening in this shoe. All right, moving our way back up and on this way, and we're gonna have our other one wrapping straight across like that. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one overlapping so that we have a pattern going, and then this one showing up underneath, and then that's gonna kind of mimic our design as we were up above it. And then one more right up here, and a second one right across here. We're gonna go ahead and overlap with this guy, and then tie this one and underneath at the bottom. So that was probably the most difficult part, requiring us to make through a lot of stuff. So connecting down here across, we got this, and we're gonna have that part of the shoe, that bottom lace sort of coming in there. We're gonna have a little black here, a little white in between, okay? I have this section, has a little black in it. We're gonna end up with a little black cow down in here. Little black cow right here. And a little right here. And a little bit right there. Okay, and then we're kind of getting some black going on the edge. And then we've already got our bottom section in there. Now, just for fun, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of draw that line going up the shoe. All right, to show where it comes across. And then we just kind of have like an open space in here. Now, the rest of this is very much white, except for our yellow laces. So we're gonna go ahead and go across with our yellow laces, work all that in there. Oops, you know what? I see a couple little missteps in there. There we go. Little touches of the edge of our shoe. We don't want it to look like it's just disappearing off into space. We're gonna tie our creamy yellow sunshine. You know, it also made me think maybe it's referencing an egg, which is also an ingredient you can find in your ice cream. So that could be a really interesting particle. And now we're gonna shift our focus to our Ben and Jerry's container. We're gonna make this one just real simple off to the side. We're gonna go ahead with a top to our container. I'm gonna kind of wrap it down like this. So we're gonna start like that. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there. We're gonna tie Ben and Jerry's. So I'm gonna do a real basic bubble letter, uppercase. Might not get to the end, but that when you're doing something like this, that's totally cool because it's more about referencing it than having a perfect advertising logo or something like that. So we got J-E-R-R, and we're gonna get a part of a Y in there. All right, coming down, Ben and Jerry. All right. And then chunky, dunky. So we're gonna see how much of that we can fit in. C, H, lowercase for the spelling here, U, N, K, Y. All right. There we go. And okay, chunky dunk. That's kind of funny. All right, and then we want to get our ice cream container looking right, and we're gonna throw in a big Nike, and it's kind of like a pattern, so we're gonna throw a few of them in there. Want to make it sort of look a little cartoony, so we're not worried much about perfection as we are about just sort of repetition here. So we're gonna go ahead and sign this one. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, leave your suggestions in the comments, and we will see you on the next video. I am out.